Well, you talked about your wrestling career in the book, and you had a pretty good wrestling career. Was you had some success doing this. Tell us a little bit about the career.
Well, I started in grade 10 because I was only 77 pounds in grade 9. That was like 13 pounds lower than the lowest weight class. I had to wait a year. So the 1 year I wrestled, I did well, but then our coach moved on and we couldn't get another wrestling coach at the high school. So I just joined the club and, it was an okay career, but I think, we didn't have a high school team per se. So the frustrating part about it was that me and my two buddies from high school who were wrestlers, Dave Ueno and Dave Massey, we couldn't compete in high school tournaments, even though we were high school guys. So we'd go to these open tournaments and wrestle high school kids in our weight class from Etobicoke and beat them. And then they'd win the Etobicoke championship later and do well the TDs and then the Ontario. So it was frustrating. But the highlight, I wrestled the Nationals against a guy named Ray Takahashi, who was like a three-time Olympian. And he was a head coach at the University of Western Ontario for a while. And I wrestled him, and it was kind of funny because he beat me clearly. But they had a guy from the Star write an article about him because he was a phenom. And so they wrote that, Ray Takahashi dumped Steve Buffery at 2 minutes into the first round. And the quote was something like, "Yeah, the competition wasn't that hard today, but I'm sure it'll get tougher tomorrow." So I never heard the end of that. You know what I mean? Like, And Ray and I became friends after that because, being a sports writer, I covered a lot of Olympics and I would meet him at games and stuff. So we used to joke about him dumping me in 2 minutes, so